all the so-called Yahoo boys to experts in manufacturing and creation of chips that the internet and all.
Tinubu during the presidential election campaigns promising how he will rehabilitate scammers, popularly called Yahoo boys in Nigeria. He didn't stop there, he also made reference to criminals, that anyone who knows how to operate a gun, that the person can be a tractor repairer. Let's hear him.
Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor in the farm.
When he made all these statements, he was hailed by APC as a visionary. They used all sorts of words to qualify Tinubu at the time, but today they are singing a different tune because Peter Obi said something similar. Before we see what Peter Obi said that provoked APC in Lagos to release a long statement condemning Peter Obi, analyzing what Tinubu said in that last statement, is that the reason why APC supports what is called repentant terrorists? You see many state governors, even at the national level, the office of the National Security Advisor, many times he has shown repentant terrorists who most of the time they integrate them into the army. Soldiers have been complaining that they are forced to work with people they once fought, that they do not trust them, many issues. So how in the world can people who tolerate and encourage giving a second chance to terrorists, people who have killed our boys in the front lines, turn around and say that Yahoo boys cannot be rehabilitated? This is APC double standards, laced with hypocrisy. Now let's see what Peter Obi said. Peter Obi, writing on his verified X handle, he was talking about how he traveled to the UK and came back and he attended a youth gathering. Let's start from where the story makes sense. I told the youths that some of our so-called Yahoo boys are geniuses who need redirection, not condemnation. Their creativity and courage, if properly guided, can drive innovation and national development. Our challenge is to channel their energy from deception to productive enterprise. I also stressed that the reckless pursuit of money destroys both character and community. Leadership must lead by example, for a nation that rewards dishonesty cannot build integrity. I urged our youths to rediscover the dignity of labor and embrace hard work and innovation. Nations are built not by miracles, but by men and women who think, work, and build. Finally, I reminded everyone that no religion or tribe buys bread cheaper than another. Nigeria is blessed with abundant resources. What we lack is the will to do what is right. Once we embrace justice, fairness, and merit, our nation's greatness will naturally unfold.
Yes, all Nigeria. You come here, you can put these young people. If they carry computer, you arrest them. Say, what's wrong with that? You carry computer, you arrest them. Say that when people are stealing public money and getting away with it. So you just took 8 billion and you gave him 80 billion, you gave him big. The small boys carrying laptop becomes criminal. That was called the
You see, you don't need a genius to tell you that people who are in power and they spend most of their time talking about the opposition, it shows they have nothing to offer. The time they spend on the opposition, they should have spent it marketing themselves further to Nigerians, showing Nigerians what they are doing or what they plan to do. Nigerians are so used to hearing from their leaders what they plan to do. We will do this, I will do this. No, it's time for them to start telling Nigerians what they are doing or what their plans are, how they are tackling all the numerous challenges Nigerians face on a daily. And all the people, all the spokespersons, presidency, party, and all of them, it shows they have no better job to do. They are all focusing on the opposition instead of marketing themselves, like already said. And talking about the subject, isn't it clear that in order to reduce crime, you have to create more opportunities for people? The so-called scammers or Yahoo boys, not every day do they get clients or the vulnerable. They do not make a killing every day. Yes, they prey on the vulnerable on the internet, but like every other business or crime, they can never be making a killing every day. So if they have a good paying job, for instance, not necessarily in IT or related to computers, if they are able-bodied men, they can do manual labor, a good paying job that can take that person home, then most of them wouldn't be doing it. It's common sense, yes, because most of them can go for 1 year, many months without making a hit. So why not concentrate on a job that pays you on a daily or monthly? A job that you're sure of, that's if it's available. Jobs are not even available for graduates, not to talk of school dropouts that are into scamming. Yes, that's the reality. So until we create the enabling environment for businesses to thrive in Nigeria, all these businesses will have to hire more people to expand their operations. That's how you create employment for your people. The government must make policies that promote business. The enabling environment must be there, and when you hear enabling environment, there must be constant power supply that is reliable. You don't expect a new business to invest nearly half of their capital in power generation. Who does that? Rather, the person might choose to go to another country where the power is available. It's as simple as that. We are in a competitive world. If you do not have basic services, you cannot be competitive like other markets. That's the reality. So that enabling environment doesn't just end with policies alone. It also involves basic services like already mentioned, steady power supply, water supply. Most industries need water. Yes, that's basic. They have to drill their own borehole, mount their own overhead tanks. All these cost money. Any foreign investor will basically choose where these services are available and even prefer to export to Nigeria. Instead of citing the factory in Nigeria to create jobs and employ more people, no, because the basics are not there, they will choose elsewhere. This is simple common sense. No one wants to go and waste money in services that the government should provide. Who does that? Are we going to talk about roads? There must be access road to these factories. If these factories are not even export focused, they must also distribute in Nigeria. Trucks will come to the factory to deliver raw materials. They will also pick finished goods for onward delivery to markets around Nigeria and warehouses. So all these come under that enabling environment. You do not have steady power supply, you do not have good roads, you do not have water, you do not have that enabling environment that attracts businesses, and you hope to create employment. How are you going to do it? Is the government going to employ people directly? No, that's not possible. So basically, both Tinubu and P2B are saying the same thing. They are just trying to convert negative energy to positive energy. The difference here is that one finds himself in power today, he's not able to keep the promise and do what he said he would do in 2022. He's not doing that today, and instead of his supporters telling Nigerians why he's not doing what he promised or the ones he did, instead they are focusing on the opposition. So that's the difference. One is incompetent. He just made political statements that maybe he himself didn't even understand what he was saying at the time, or maybe he did. He just doesn't want to do that today. He just wants power for the sake of being called the president. So under normal circumstances, we should be holding the person in power to account, not the person that is not in power. He is there in power today. He should prove to Nigerians what he's capable of doing. That is competence that he has been saying about, talking about during the campaigns. This is the time to prove it, not focusing on someone that is not in power. The person that is not in power is not responsible for the crash of the naira, for the crash of the economy, for the reduction of the GDP, all the policies that Tinubu made under his administration. He is responsible for that. The buck stops at his table. He should take responsibility for all the failings, including the good ones. He should not just be shouting about the good things he has done. That's even if Nigerians can see them, but also take responsibility for all the failings. That's exactly how leadership works. And to all those paid to do this, paid to spread propaganda by the APC, know this: you are still stuck in the same cycle with other Nigerians, from hand to mouth. You can't do without the peanuts you're being paid to spread propaganda. The peanuts are worth nothing, by the way, in today's naira. They can't take you home. But the reason you are doing it is because you have no other job to do. If you had a better job, you wouldn't be singing praises for APC. That's the reality. Most of you did the same thing under Muhammadu Buhari. You said all sorts of things to convince Nigerians that he was the best president. and immediately he left power, you changed your tune, started shouting that, Muhammadu Buhari was very incompetent, and you started singing praises for Tinubu today. When Tinubu leaves power, you will change your tune and start condemning him and singing praises for the new president. That's the job most of you have chosen because you simply don't have any career. You didn't build a career for yourself. All your life, you are hoping that when you sing praises for politicians, maybe they will fix you in one election, you will win the way you win, and join others at the National Assembly or anywhere to start the stealing. But that is not the life Nigerians want. Nigerians want a country that will work for everyone, so that people like you will be gainfully employed. They wouldn't have time to be lying for the government or for the party. This is the new Nigeria Nigerians are praying for. And not just praying, Nigerians are working for it, especially in 2027, so that Nigeria will work for every one of us, not just a few who you people focus on singing their praises. Thanks for watching.